This month, we're commemorating the 30th anniversary of one of the biggest tragedies we ever had to face as a region, the Mount Pinatubo eruption of 1991. This chapter in our history is one that we would never forget as a people of Central Luzon. Hundreds of people died, hundreds of thousands more were left homeless, and Central Luzon was never the same again. No one was spared, even the business sector, especially the business sector. Today, we look back at the stories and experiences of some of Pampanga's business leaders who faced and emerged victorious against the magma, the lahar, the eruption, and the aftermath of Mount Pinatubo's wrath.
30 years ago, a catastrophe hit Central Luzon, and while experts saw it coming, it wasn't something that we were really prepared for as a community. On June 15, 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted. Everything was covered in ash. Earthquakes seemed endless. It was a dark time for the people of Central Luzon, especially Pampanga and Zambales. The Mount Pinatubo eruption resulted in hundreds of deaths, and in the coming years, the lahar flow that continued to devastate Pampanga left hundreds of thousands homeless. Everything the lahar touched was destroyed. People left town to safety. Some chose never to come back. Many businesses closed down, some for good, while some persisted, endured, and rose from the ashes. Here on our program, we were fortunate to have spoken with some of the notable business leaders in Pampanga who experienced firsthand the devastating effects of the Pinatubo eruption and its aftermath. As with everyone else, this tragedy almost left these business owners hopeless and helpless. But with resiliency and faith in themselves, they adapted and survived. Owner of MB Garbes Realty Services, Ms. Malubian Son Garbes, was one of these entrepreneurs. She was in the agriculture business, providing farming supplies to local farmers in Pampanga. She started this in 1975. Business was doing good until she was forced to close down the shop 20 years later. By this time, she wasn't earning anything. There was so much bad debt from her clients, local farmers who were also devastated by the ashfall and lahar.
We stopped after Pinatubo kasi ang daming hindi nakabayad ng mga farmers ng mga cooperatives sa akin. So, nalugi ako. Ang dami kong pautang sa mga companies, sa mga farmers that they weren't able to pay.
Yeah.
Ang gagaling nila magbayad dati, like Florida Blanca, yung mga cooperatives doon. June 15, no? Ready for harvest na yung palay nila. Talagang bumagsak. So, ang tagal nila hindi naka-recover.
That's right.
Kaya wala rin choice kami. So finally, 1994, siguro 1995, I closed already the farm supply business.
The Pinatubo disaster ended a chapter in her life. From there, she found other opportunities which would eventually lead her to her current path, real estate. She had to make these changes, otherwise she'd be stuck in the same place.
Sabi ko nga, I really don't know how to sell insurance. Parang pre-need how to sell real estate. Kasi ang alam ko lang, yung needs, like farm supply, di ba? Fertilizer, chemicals. Pagpunta sa'yo ng tao, bibili siya eh. And then I found out na it's really, hindi pala siya pre-need. Basta real estate business pala is one of the four, di ba? Basic needs ng man is shelter.
In 1999, 4 years after her farming supply business closed down, Ms. Malu opened MB Garbes Realty Services. It was almost the same picture for Mr. Jim Jimenez, who owns Jewel Development Incorporated. He too had to shift from one business to another to survive the economic effects of the lahar that swept away towns in Pampanga years after the volcano erupted. For a while, Mr. Jimenez was based in Manila, but he went back home in Pampanga in 1995. He was already in the real estate business by then.
During lahar, October yon, lumilikas yung mga tao. I vividly remember, lumilikas yung mga tao, may mga hina-hire na mga trucks to hakot their
October 19.
furniture. Kami naman, tinatawagan ako ng mga furniture makers para kunin ko na yung gamit ko kasi hindi na nila ma-store sa kanilang warehouse. Pinapabalik nila sa Pampanga. So ako naman, naglalagay ng furniture sa bahay ko. Yung mga tao sa Pampanga naglilikas. No? So natakot din ako noon. Yeah, the real estate business was halted to a grind talaga. It stopped, no? I had to look for, we had a little savings by then. We had to look for an alternative. So me and my wife, Patricia, no, we ventured into a partnership with David Charlton of David Salon. So we were the ones who brought David Salon to Pampanga. That was in 96, 97.
Little by little, he got back on his feet and back in the real estate business, but not without more challenges, especially during the 1997 Asian financial crisis. He overcame it. Now, like the rest of the world, Mr. Jimenez is trying to win against the economic impact of the pandemic. For Mr. Mario Lazatin, president of Trilan Realty Incorporated in Angeles City, the key was to wait. Hundreds, even thousands, packed their bags. Mr. Lazatin remained in the city and waited patiently. He waited for the industry to recover for 10 long years. It paid off, and he was thankful.
During the Pinatubo, I think that was worse because all the values of the properties were really hit rock bottom. And at the same time, the perception of some of the people at the time was that Angeles could not survive. But after 10 years, we saw that Angeles and Clark were even better. We have more employment. There is more demand for housing. In the Pinatubo episode, we just had to wait, and then we knew that the market will also be returning, but it took a while, about 10 years.
Out of all the crises he faced as a businessman, Mr. Mario Lazatin considered the Pinatubo eruption to be the worst of all, because they can all do so much to salvage whatever personal belongings they still had and used whatever energy they had left to save their businesses. It took a lot of faith for them to believe that Angeles City, Pampanga, Central Luzon was savable. Eventually, the people of the region saved themselves from the 1991 disaster. It took a long time, but they did. The family of Mr. Louis Reyes, another Angeleño real estate broker, was also among the business owners in the city who stayed. Despite the threat of lahar since the day the volcano erupted until the day the first fast food restaurant in Angeles City was established in 1997, the Reyes family stood their ground. They knew that the city, the businesses established there, and the local economy would bounce back, along with residents affected by the disaster.
It created a stigma. It created a stigma wherein nasa Angeles City ka, yung mga kapitbahay mo umalis sa Angeles, nagmamigrate sila, and then here we are. Siguro, yung mahal namin ng syudad namin, ang puso namin nasa sa Angeles, and dito kami. We were born in Angeles, so dito kami rin mamamatay. Yun yung pag-isip namin during that time. So, totoo yung sinasabi mo, correct ka doon, we took a risk. Kasi nga, baksak, walang gusto mag-invest. And yung nga, majority of our mga kababayan, nga, pumunta sa ibang lugar. Pero there are some of us who stayed here because we believe in Angeles City.
For GR Bank Chief Operating Officer Ms. Elizabeth Carlos Timbol, the Mount Pinatubo tragedy gave her big family a lot of lessons about life, about business, and even about themselves. For in uncertain times, we become certain about who we are. The Carlos family, Ms. Elizabeth shared, knew that they had to keep doing business so others can too.
In those times, bigger banks would not lend out because everybody, it's engulfed, di ba, by Lahar. And my dad would always tell us that if we would not lend out to these people, how can the economy in our central zone, for particular in Pampanga, bounce back? So we continued to lend at that time.
There was no formula on how these business owners overcame such an adversity in their life. Perhaps it's a combination of faith, resiliency, strength, hope, courage, love for their hometown, and a lot of other things. There was no manual or instruction available to these owners at the time. Instruction on what to do in case such a big tragedy strikes. Nonetheless, they braved through it all because the only other option was to give up. And Kapampangans, Filipinos for that matter, are not easily shaken. Or even if they are shaken, they survive, even by something as terrible as Mount Pinatubo eruption 30 years ago.